Good morning, you guys. This morning, you all, down in the valley where I live, we've got about 2.5 inches of snow. I decided, instead of trying to walk up them steep slopes with that deep snow on the ground, it's hard enough to walk up them steep slopes, you guys, with leaves on. And when you got snow on there, it's just, it's extremely hard on you to carry a pack and do all that kind of stuff. So I'm riding to the top of this mountain right here, and I'm going to hunt the level ground on top of this mountain. That's the plan. Now, coming in here just a minute ago, in somebody's yard, I saw a really nice buck in somebody's yard with 2 does munching grass, pawing the grass. So that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Wherever them does is at, that's where them bucks are going to be. So let's go up here and get on some level ground and see what we can find. So got a lot of wind up here on top of this mountain, you guys. I'm standing under this power line, but the ivy is so tall under this power line, you couldn't see a deer coming unless he was 20 yards in front of you, even if you could see it then. So far, I haven't seen any tracks. So what I want to do is I'm going to turn around this way. We'll go up on top of this vantage point up here and see what we see coming from the north side. I think that's the only way to hunt this area right here. So what we'll do is we'll sit right here for about an hour and see if we see anything coming out of those edges, coming into this green stuff along the edge here. Because these deer, when there's nothing else for them to eat, they will eat this ivy. They don't like it, but they'll eat it. So let's hang out here and see what we see. I just heard a shot way back on top of that mountain too. So there's deer moving this morning. Somebody just shot at one. Well, you all, I'm not seeing anything. I'm looking over there at the top of the mountain over yonder. If you take a look in that direction, the road that you can see there in the distance is about 300 yards. The top of the mountain, guys, is probably 700, 800 yards. I've been hearing some shooting up there. So apparently somebody's seeing some deer on top of that mountain. And that makes sense because they hang out up in them high flats. You all, I've done walked over a mile. The only track I've seen here is one set of squirrel tracks. I keep hearing shots back to the west. But those people are riding four-wheelers. They're probably shooting them right off the four-wheeler. I'm seeing no tracks in here, no sign. This place is heavily hunted, by the way. The bow hunters have been in here the whole month, and so have the muzzleloader hunters. So this is my second time in here. So I'm not seeing any deer sign, any. Tell you what, you all, I ain't seeing a track one. And I hate to beat a dead horse, but years ago, these woods would be covered with canine tracks. Coyotes, foxes, you name it. Looking for rabbits and squirrels and grouse. There ain't a canine track here nowhere within 2 miles, not a deer track within 2 miles that I've been walking. And that's a bad sign, because the canines have done ate up everything in this area. The small game, the grouse. I don't even see a turkey track. And when I used to come in here, guys, you could see turkeys anytime you come in here. But I don't see no more squirrels tracks. And I know it's early, but last night the canines would have been traveling these ridges looking for small game, even mice to eat. None. There is a spring right over here. There's not a track nowhere's around that spring. You all, as I figured, the last flat up here in the top of the mountain, right before we get to the top. The top's right there, about 250 yards away. I just saw 2 deer. I don't know if it's bucks or does. Probably 2 does. Could be a buck and a doe. And of course, they saw me too. They never winded me. They just saw me walking in the snow. So they ran east, and I ain't going after them. They just gone, crying ain't gonna bring them back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on up here toward the top. Maybe the deer circle back. Sometimes they will. Maybe they circled low. Maybe they circled high. But we shall see. See the track, you guys? Which way do you folks think that's going? Now the 2 deer that I just seen was following this deer right here. I bet this is a buck. But look where he went. There's no way that I can track that deer into that stuff right there, you guys. So the other 2 ran that direction. So you all, it's been about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. There's nothing else stirring. Now, years ago, I would have chased these deer. But that's when I was younger and a whole lot dumber. 9 chances out of 10, you can chase these deer all over this mountain up here, and they will circle around you, smell you, and go in a different direction. I've done it too many times. The best thing to do if you're going to chase these deer is wait just about an hour and then sneak down their trail and look ahead of you, because them deer is going to be looking for you because they know you're here. But they will zigzag circle back around you and go the other way. So I'm not even going to try to go over there and see where those deer went. I know this territory, and it's rugged. If they take you down in that great old big canyon over there, you couldn't get the deer out of there unless you chopped it up with an axe and brought it out in chunks. So what I'm going to do, since I done been calling, is I'm going to slip up right up here on top and see if there's any tracks in the road itself. And I've already crossed, I saw another set of tracks when I come to this point right here. There has been a deer, and it might have been them same deer right there, one of them same deer, because I see the tracks right up there that circled back. That set that went through the trees may have circled back. Could have been one of them deer. That's just one of the strategies you learn over the years. You start chasing deer like that through the snow, 9 chances out of 10, unless he's just some young, dumb deer, you won't never get him here. But I'm at 2.5 miles from my vehicle now. If you look in this direction right here, we're right on top of the mountain. Looking in that direction, you're looking down over in Narrows, Virginia. Of course, when you go across this main road, this little road up here, you go over on private property. So I'm hunting in the national forest. I've seen all kinds of deer sign up here. Last night they were up here while it was snowing, eating what grass there is along these little old roads. So I don't know what I'm going to do now. I think what I'm going to do is just make a slight circle, zigzagging path back to the vehicle. It seems to me like it's warmed up a notch or two as well. So you just never know. If I'm going downhill, I might spot the deer before they spot me. That's what it looks like in my neck of the woods. you can see where they're eating acorns. Well, you all where I'm at right now, the deer has spent the night here. There are scratchings everywhere where they've been eating acorns. So them deer might be laid up somewhere or within 150, 200 yards here. I don't know. But what I'm going to do is I've kicked me out of place here in the snow where I'm not going to make a bunch of noise. And I'm just going to hang around here for a while and see if anything moves. I know there's a big buck here because there's a big old tree right over there that he's been horning. It's over 6 and 8 inches through the bottom. So if somebody ain't killed him, there's a big buck right here somewhere. Now you all, a lot of times, just like this case right here, I decided I'd just make a little 50 or 60 yard off the trail run here. I have jumped a deer that I never saw or never heard. And right now there's its trail right there. And you can see it's running and leaping to get away from me. So he just winded me, but he never said nothing. And I don't know if it's a buck or a doe, but anyway, there it is. Up here at this higher elevation right here in these acorns, there's deer tracks everywhere. So I'm just going to head on back to the house, and I'm working my way back to the vehicle. And maybe I'll see something, maybe I won't. You guys, I decided I'd track this deer right here. He's met up with another deer. So I don't know if I jumped this deer or this deer is just hunting a doe. But for a deer that's just walking through the woods, he's doing an awful lot of jumping from point to point. So I don't know what he's doing. All I know is he's wearing me out. I done went a half a mile off the track now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head straight down the mountain this time. No kidding. So I'm back under these power lines here now, you can see. I'll just walk you right over through here because this is the way the deer went right here. So we way down yonder is where we parked at, you guys. That's where we was this morning. You can see that hump, that white hump way yonder in the distance. That's where we started. All right, you all. 4 miles later, I'm back in the truck. I found out why them 2 deer that I was talking about on that other video, why they were upset and running. I run across another human being's tracks over there. So apparently, what they do up here is they will drop hunters off on top of the mountain, and then those hunters will work their way back to the road where I'm sitting and then get back in their vehicle. So people will drop them off and then they'll come down below here and wait on them. And that's a pretty good strategy. So far right here I have heard no shots. So anyway, you all, that's it for this video. I appreciate you going along with me. We did not see a deer. You didn't see a deer, but I did. And hey, that's just the way it goes. So with that, guys, have yourself a wonderful day. May the good Lord bless you.